Come follow the new Nevada History segment of 4th Street Live podcast as we dive into stories of Nevada's past, tales of mobsters, railroads, cowboys, and mysteries around the battle-born state. Subscribe to 4th Street Live podcast for more wild stories and the real history behind the neon. New episodes weekly. The past is never really dead in Nevada. It's just waiting to be told.
So where are you from, my friend?
From the Bay Area, East Bay.
East Bay, bro.
Yeah.
How long you lived in the Bay Area for before you moved over here?
Since the 70s, bro.
70s in the Bay Area is a time, bro.
Yeah.
That's my favorite time.
70s, 80s, 90s.
Well, all the coolest Harley Davidsons came out of the Bay Area.
Yeah, bro.
In that time. That culture for the motorcycle world was shaped by the Bay Area in the 70s and the 80s, man. There's just no denying it, you know. That's like the best, the coolest choppers, the most, like Chopper Magazine, I think, even set up headquarters down there, you know. So, you know, I thought that was the coolest, bro. So what made you transition out to Reno?
Just always loving the mountains, bro. Every time Mom used to bring us to Tahoe and stuff, we'd go home, I'd cry because I wanted to stay in the mountains.
Yeah.
You know, at this point in my life, I just had opportunity to get out and do my own thing, you know, where my job is. And the type of work that's up here, I knew I could find a gig, you know, and get settled. So,
So this is a recent move.
Yeah. And I've stayed in Reno before, 97, 98. Got a little bit of trouble.
Okay.
I know.
What'd you do?
Yeah, Par Boulevard, you know.
Yeah. It's probably a different place then. 17
days at Par Boulevard. Had to quit my job because I didn't follow the rules, and something happened. But I, you know, practiced my story on the inmates, and I'm cool with criminals, people I grew up with. Everybody kind of thinks the same, and we're just kind of one cut from the same cloth, right? And so I worked on I practiced my story with the guys I was in with, and it worked on the judge, so I got off cleaner than I should have, and ended up back in Cali on probation. So
did that keep you there? Did that keep you clean?
Nah. It took a lot, bro.
So tell me this. Let's take it back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're an interesting cat. You've have multiple people that follow our show recommend that you come on and rap, and we'll rap about your book, and we're gonna rap about a few other things. But what was the I know the Bay is not far from here.
Mm-hmm.
I know because I used to go pick up bags from the Bay. You know, I used to go get whatever I could get, fucking anything.
I had to clear your mind.
That too. And everybody always talked about, what is it? Haight-Ashbury was the spot where to go get drugs. And man, I bought drugs in my disease in the Tenderloin, bro. It's a place, bro. So what was it for you? What was it addiction? Did it manifest naturally? Was it the crowd you were kicking it with? You know, did it start at a young age? How did it happen for you?
Yeah. I kicked it in my book about my growing up, mixed parentage and everything. My mom's from Germany. I was actually born in Germany, Stuttgart, Germany.
No shit.
You know that little city on the Porsche emblem. My homeboy at work says you're a diamond in the rough, man.
There you go.
Come from Germany.
Is that military?
Yeah.
My dad's from the Air Force Base in Germany, right there.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. That's crazy. Cool.
Another commonality, brother.
Yeah.
My dad's from Vicksburg, Mississippi. He's what I call Mississippi black. So they say when the soldiers came over there, my mom tells the story that all the kids thought they were aliens because, you know, the Hitler didn't let them lay eyes on black folks, and Mom and Dad were legends. They just broke out of it and had 7 kids, you know. They fought the system. They're rebels in their own time. And I love how I came about. I'm the baby of 7. And the area I grew up in, Concord, I jokingly say I was flying a glass of milk. I always had to deal with get name calling and fighting people. And and the process of hate started to enter me as a kid, right?
Right.
But I go home and I see my mom, and I was like, wait a minute, you can't judge a whole race of people off of what some people are doing out there, what they're calling you. So the God of my understanding revealed to me at an early age that there's no difference. We're all just people. And that was my wheelhouse going through into high school and stuff. And some of the feelings I had inside brought me into addiction in '85. I had a 21-year stretch of blood, vomit, and urine stain, drinking, drugging, the houses we go to, the people we run with, and all that.
Fuck yeah, bro.
It's talked about in the book. Kind of had to go through that, bro, and get locked in basement. I thought I was cool, right? I showed up with these two younger girls at this dope house in Antioch, and I got locked in the basement for 2 days. So these dudes taught me, man. They're like,
to get you clean or what?
No, this is just out there.
Just some crazy shit, dude. Damn.
Like, you ain't got nothing to offer us. We'll keep you down there with them for a couple days. And
damn.
I was like, it was just weird to me how stuff was progressing. But to me, I felt like God was always involved. Lucky for me, Dad took us to church a lot. And also, there's a story in the book about how I said out loud one time, I hope the seatbelt gets stuck on me. I don't want to go in church today. And my brother and sister, Dad was driving, were witnesses to the seatbelt actually did get stuck that day, Jacob. And I sat there for 5 minutes just struggling, worrying, and I'm never going to say that out loud again. It happened for a reason, bro. And in come the addiction in '85, which was, everything, bourbon. I was always the one standing closest to the keg at the parties. I'd fight people that want to get more red cups of beer than me.
Yeah.
Have a bottle of Wild Turkey in my back pocket, and it was just on, for that time period. And
so it was like not a comfortable in your own skin kind of thing.
Right. Yeah.
Got it. Bro.
I went to De La Salle High School, and all the kids that went there were rich kids, and their parents would buy them cars. They didn't have to work, but here I am going to work every day, and I didn't want to judge them or their families or anything, but at the time I felt kind of out of place. And but that what's that they call it, the liquid comfort at that time got me involved with just the party crowd. Right. I used my brother's old ID, put some chalk on there, and I was 21 at 17, so I was the guy in high school. They were all coming to me to buy their booze, and that's where the alcoholism took off, and then that just led to the drugs. And
there's always a party there too at that time, I bet, huh?
Yeah, bro.
I bet you never had to look very far.
Danville, Black Hawk,
Yeah.
Rarely did we go through the tunnel, just because the crowd I ran with was from the East Bay, but Oakland's definitely a big part of my story too. Raider games and everything with my brother, and doing those things at an early age, and I had to have consequences. Luckily, today I say thank God for my consequences. I never would have decided to get clean.
Right.
And a mother that loved me so much that when I told her I had another consequence, she would cry, and seeing my mom cry just broke me.
Yeah, it's a rough one, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
I needed that.
How do you feel about the Athletics moving here?
About moving to Reno? It's cool.
We're moving to Vegas, yeah.
Yeah. It's a good environment. I came up here, I would visit up here at a lady friend, and we'd always come up and stay and for a couple of days, gamble and go to the spa and everything. And I started going to meetings up here and meeting some of the people.
Yeah.
And just really felt a sense of family up here, comfort with the people I met. And
do you like the meetings back home more or here, or is it just different?
Just different.
Yeah, it is different.
Group, yeah. I had a men's home group.
I went to a men's home group in the East Bay.
Did you?
Yeah, and it's a really beautiful house.
Was it Roadrunners or Nursery by chance?
It's on a Wednesday.
Those are two. I grew up at a nursery, yeah.
Bro, it's like a beautiful house overlooking the city.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you the name, but goddamn, it was a great meeting.
Nice.
And that was a men's meeting, like 5 o'clock on a Wednesday, I think.
Needed the men's meeting to keep me focused, I always go in there trying to say something to sound cool or something for the women, or I needed 2 men's meetings a week. It was Roadrunners on Saturday morning and Nursery on Wednesday night. Just group of men, 100 strong. We'd go to dinner before the meeting and had the meeting, and every first 12 weeks of the year we would do the 12 steps, and just get to learn. I needed guys like that around me. I needed an accountability network, bro.
That's what I needed, man.
Yeah.
I needed that my whole life. I think I got great parents, bro. Great parents.
Uh-huh.
It's like question how sometimes I turn out this way, but I had a great. But what I I outgrew physically outgrew my parents' ability to discipline me, right? You know, became a big kid quick and a scary kid quick, you know, and it was like I couldn't. My parents were just like, "Fuck, we just can't. There's no. What are we gonna fucking do? All we can do is kick him out at this point." And so I missed that part in my life growing up where I had the ability to be held accountable for anything, because that's where you learn it from your parents, right? Like, you know, and if you can't be held accountable by your mom and dad, bro, you know, and so in recovery, that was the hardest, most difficult step for me. Was the fourth step, and getting there where you'll have to learn.
About fears.
Fuck, dude, and learning that you have a part. You know, in everything, and that's a part that it took me a year to finally sit down and do it right, honestly. You know, and it takes a lot of guys that I work with a couple of tries, you know, and but once you get there and you kind of realize, fuck, dude, all the resentments, all the fears, all the things I'm angry at, I've got a part in. Then you learn accountability, and so today that's the same thing, bro. I try to surround myself with guys that are going to be like, not going to co-sign anything. You know,
that's right.
If I'm doing dirt, they're going to have something to say about it, right? And same with this my club, with the program. That's the most valuable thing. I'd rather have 4 quarters over 100 pennies any day, bro. And I can truly say that I have that in my life, is dudes that'll be like, fuck no, dude. And I know I'm that. For a lot of motherfuckers too. So
I can tell just from the short time I've known you.
Real. It's the thing that the men's meetings did for me, which is I go in there, and my whole life, if I'd sit there and bitch about my woman or bitch about my job or anything that, you know, everybody in my life, fuck that, quit. Or, fuck that bitch, there's a new bitch, like anything like that.
Get back to the solution.
Those guys would be like, cool, I heard you fucking say everything but what your part was. So what's your fucking part?
Exactly.
It's like, God damn, fuck this people, bro. Exactly. You know, so I don't know. That's
how it worked for me too. Just into that fourth column and talking about my part, and you know, where was I selfish, dishonest, or afraid, and you know, I was stepping on the toes of my fellows, and then being hurt and wondering why, you know. So I had to learn these things. Even like the guys next door, seeing people in live addiction, it helps me to remember, like we were talking about before the show.
There go I.
If not for the grace of God, there go I. The grace of God had to come into my life in a powerful way, you know, because the consequences I spoke about earlier, 7 events, 4 rehabs, and 3 DUIs.
3 DUIs and 4 rehabs?
Yeah, 7 consequences, bro.
Look, dude, you're just gonna try it all. Damn.
It's definitely storytelling material. I just passed December 3rd, 95. That was 30-year anniversary of my first DUI, where my older brother and my best friend, afraid to say his name, Sharky, brother's name Herman, they tried to get my keys from me. We were wrestling on the driveway in front of Mom and Dad's house after a Raiders game. We lost to the Chiefs. So everybody was pissed off, right? And so I drove down to 7-Eleven. I was walking sideways, falling into the chips and stuff. The guy wouldn't sell to me, and I fell asleep at the wheel and came back and got a .29, you know. Consequence, you know.
I wonder how many alcoholics Raiders losses created.
They're probably creating a lot more now here, too.
Fuck, dude, you know?
You just get a win, man.
That's why I love the athletics. I love Oakland. But I've always been an A's fan, and because that's where I can go see the Yankees. So it's not getting over to New York to go watch. But once they move here to Nevada, 2028, I might have to swap out all my gear, bro.
It broke our heart moving out of Oakland, and I kind of did the same moving out of Oakland. Left my girl there. She didn't want to come to Nevada because her job, and my church home out there in Oakland. We do. I'm going back here in like the 9th. I'm going back here in 14 days, a couple weeks we do a homeless ministry on Christmas morning, because we go out there and talk to the folks about what God's really about. You know, what Jesus is really about, what they talk about in the church. It's not about just a bunch of people gathering and looking good. It's It's about helping others,
Did you have a lot of faith coming up in your recovery?
Yeah,
You
definitely.
did?
Yeah, and the
So-
guys always told me, my grand sponsor told me on a retreat one time, he said, never stop talking about God because it works for you.
Yeah, there you go.
And I was like, oh, right on. That's
Yeah.
good. I need to hear things like that time to time because doubt creeps in and fear. You're going to offend somebody, the time and age we're living in. You try not to offend people, but, say what's on your heart. Say what you had to go through to walk away from the beast of addiction, which I call a monster. I've never even seen its face. It's that big.
Yeah.
Addiction, like I know, bro. We go to the funerals and the homeboys we lose. It has to take something more powerful to get us right.
Yeah, it was that was the hardest one. That was one of the hardest ones. You briefly talked about that, the rehabs, the DUIs.
Yeah.
I had no problem admitting I was an alcoholic, right? But I had a hard time admitting that my life was unmanageable, right? I can kind of get that vibe from you. Is it's kind of the same thing? I can sit here all day long and say, "Fuck yeah, my life's unmanageable." Or I'm an alcoholic, but I was like, I can keep going. I can. This ain't that bad,
Different.
Yeah, because I got put in a psychiatric hold and jails, institutions, and almost death.
Right.
And that's the only one that finally was like, fuck, bro. And it was, same kind of thing as finally I just had to make a decision, which was enough.
Yeah.
Not trying to justify how bad it was getting,
Yeah, bro.
And it could have got worse. I could have made it worse, bro. I could have made it worse.
Yeah.
So no, I think faith was this part I struggled with. Not because I didn't believe that there was a higher power or anything like that. I just complicated it so much.
Right.
This relationship I'm supposed to have with this power that's bigger than me.
Right.
I complicated it. I made it this thing and I worked it up to that's something that corresponded with religion and all these things that I wasn't attracted to. And finally someone at a meeting once just said, it's just something bigger than you, dude.
Yeah.
It's just something that wants, and this is what I say to any guy I work with, it's something that wants nothing from you.
Yeah.
And if you ask it a question,
it
will give you the answer.
Right.
And it won't lead you. It won't give you the wrong fucking answer. If you say, look, I'm gonna go spend the day with my kids, or I'm gonna go get fucked up at a bar. Right. You just pray about that simple choice. It's because if you really break it down, it's all fork in the road decisions.
Yep.
And this is what somebody was telling me, and this is what I needed to hear. The fork in the road decisions, like you can get there.
Yeah.
And that's me improving my conscious contact with God as I understand him, is now getting to those fork in the road decisions and having a quicker, like, oh, okay, I know what to do here.
Yeah,
Don't fucking go to the bar. Don't drive and follow this Californian and pull him out of his car. Just go home. You know what I mean? Like anything like that is me slowly improving my conscious contact with my higher power, bro. It's just making a decision to do what I believe God's will for me is.
Right.
And every time I've tried to interpret God's will, I don't think it's ever put me in a position to not continue and be okay.
Right.
It's never fucked me.
Yeah.
It's only made me continue to be sober, continue to have a piece on my shoulders.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I wish I would have known. I wish I had a guy like you around initially to kind of simplify that kind of stuff for me, it's just, that's a struggle one, so
not judging people anymore. I have one of my favorite quotes is those who know don't, those who understand don't judge, and those who judge don't understand. The church people.
This is Jacob, the host of the 4th Street Live podcast, and my new book, The Rail Runner, inspired by my life on the railroad and being a railroad contractor, is now for sale on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Please go check out my new story if you're looking to escape reality for a few hours. It's a great read. Support a local Reno author. Thanks so much. I don't know about you guys, but if you have ever been down on your motorcycle, gotten hit, somebody had no insurance, anything like that, you feel like there's nobody around to help you out, but Law Tigers Motorcycle Attorneys is the way to go. You need to get these guys, just save them in your phone if you have to. Law Tigers is there to help bikers. It's bikers for bikers. These guys ride motorcycles, and they will take care of you. They're personally handling claims and will be the biggest advocate for anybody on two wheels. Check out Law Tigers Motorcycle Attorneys and a sponsor of 4th Street Live. Thanks so much. There's only one place in town I take my Harley-Davidson motorcycle to, and that is Slab Sides Motorcycle Shop on Glendale Avenue in Reno. If you're looking for a tune-up, customizing your motorcycle, bars, exhaust, they've got everything you need and one of the best hourly rates in town for any of your motorcycle repair stuff. Go check out Slab Sides Motorcycle Shop. That is a church thing, ain't it?
The literature says it, be quick to see where religious folks are right. But religious folks need to be quick to see where we're right, too, because spiritualities are different, is it spiritualities for those that have been through hell, and religions for folks that don't want to go to hell. Well,
yeah,
I believe we all got to experience some form of hell on earth. It's just unavoidable. But, stop looking outside the solution, like, I'm not gonna listen to that guy. He's fucked up. You just hear what he said to me, talking about this and that and scripture. A guy on International Boulevard in Oakland once cut me off because I just mentioned a simple scripture. The speaker was a minister, right? And so I used the one that I used, if I had not fallen in love with God, I would have perished in all my afflictions. That's what it says, and that's been my experience. I wouldn't have had no reason to want to stop. I was sitting in my car late at night and looking up in the trees and smoking that meth.
Oh yeah,
the shadow people were out, and I was like, I gotta get out of my car and get a little closer and see if that's real, man. Cause there was something
that was my shit
really messing with my head, dude.
Yeah,
and it was real.
It's real.
There's two sides to everything.
How long you used for?
21 years. Yeah.
So you've almost been sober longer than you used.
Yeah.
You getting there?
Yeah. February 3rd, 2006 was when he called my name and I came running out of that grave. God said one thing constantly to me every day now. It's like, don't even think about leaving the program.
Yeah.
You belong there.
I don't think I've ever got to have any other tweakers on the show like me, bro. No, that was my jam, bro. That's what's funny is this street.
Yeah.
Was a street.
Mm-hmm.
I walked.
Okay.
To nowhere, bro.
Yeah.
It's just up and down.
Yeah.
There's like hot hookers and, just fuck, dude. I could do, my bar was on 4th Street. Knuckleheads, it's gone now. Mm-hmm. Before I was even 21. Okay. The liquor store that would sell me alcohol, cigarettes. Yeah. Before I was 21, they were on 4th Street on the other side, So it's like, there's a lot of reasons why 4th Street's important to me, but
right on.
Something I never talked about is I was reminded the other day of the paranoia, just like you were just talking about the shadow people.
Yeah.
The paranoia that comes with tweaking, man. And sometimes I think I'm through the paranoia and I think I'm over it. And I'm like, 10 years later, I'm still okay. And then I see a bird I've never seen before.
Yeah.
And no one will understand this unless you're a tweaker, dude. Like, I'll see a bird. And I'm like, man, that bird's looking at me weird.
Remember me?
It's been that car drove down my block like twice, I swear.
These people at work, they're fucking with me.
Yeah,
what's going
bro.
on, man?
God damn.
They still have no secret meetings.
God, and my wife would be like, "What are you fucking looking at?" I'm like, just doesn't look right. I don't know, man. Yeah. So it's like,
sitting around being suspicious of being suspected of being suspicious.
Bro.
That stuff we do, bro.
Yeah. My guys I have cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
Like my house and our bar and our clubhouse, and I'll be like checking the cameras all the fucking time, and they're like, bro, I won't even download that app because I'll just you're just glued to that fucking thing, and it's the stupidest. Right. Yeah, the tweaker behavior's definitely started to dissipate, but it's funny when I get reminded of those little quirks that no one quite understands the shadow people and the fucking and the insanity behind that, bro. And to still think during those times, and you're talking about the shadow people, that my life wasn't unmanageable is wild. Because fuck, of course it was, bro. Yeah. But so 06, what was the decision to put the shovel down? And
the breaking point was that they had been through a rehab in Livermore, Solidarity, a men's home for working men. So after that third DUI in 10 years, I didn't have to go to jail. You know, I wasn't afraid of jail, but I was afraid of losing my job and ability to make money and all that stuff. So I had to do what they were saying, get a lawyer, go live at Solidarity. And my sister was telling me no matter where they put you, you're drinking and using, you know, because on the weekend pass, I'd sneak some, come home and, you know, be around the guys. Everybody that lived there was driving without a license. It was like, it was like a reality show. Who's going to make it home tonight? You know, it was all still kind of funny to me. And in summer 2005, you know, I was still trying to beat the game, right? We all do that. But January 2006, I think it was a diagnosis on my mom that she had Parkinson's disease. Because her hands was always shaking. They backed off that diagnosis. She lived for another, 20 years almost. But that was enough for me to do that 18-inch drop they talk about from your head into your heart. I didn't want to be the cause of what was going on with Mom. You know, it finally became more about something other than me. My disease like left an internal thing. It was becoming an external. I was destroying the people around me, you know, and that concept of love or God, you know, broke me finally to the point where I was like, okay, I'm going to try this. I'm going to go back to that home group they made me go to and get around those dudes that made me feel so uncomfortable. It's like, they're buying my dinner. Like, what do you guys want from me? You know, I was waiting for that aha moment. What do these guys want from me? But that aha moment never arrived. The game was going on in my head. It was my disease trying to trick me. You know, I needed homeboys that we had step studies at my sponsor's house, and I told them at 6 months, hey, I tattooed on my heart, you know, my sobriety date, and they all laughed at me and said, hey, you're gonna have a bunch of X's going down your stomach. I was like, no, I stayed sober just on spite to prove those guys wrong for in the early going.
I tattooed my sobriety on my throat.
There you go.
Just so I didn't have to cross it out.
Yeah,
you know? I was like, fuck. Because at the very least, some days when I'm having bad days, I'll be like, fuck, I don't want to have to change that.
Yeah.
Because that shit hurts.
Exactly.
You know? So same deal, bro. That's cool. And that's real. And you hit it on the head, man. It's so you're more the educational kind.
Yeah, try to be anyway. I'm
not the burning bush kind.
Right.
Yeah.
I wake up afraid and godless like everybody else.
Right.
But I get right into books, man. I got recovery books laying all over the place at my place, and I've adopted this Life Recovery Bible because it actually tells me what the verses mean. I talk about that in the book, and I just restarted. This will be my 5th time through the Bible, and the book of Genesis talks about after the fall, Adam and Eve, and
Genesis, my favorite. It's the most, to me, that one is like the most. I read Genesis. Yeah. I'll tell you, but go ahead.
There's a story. I put different words to it. It's like, if you meet a walking, talking snake, it doesn't mean you have to have a conversation with it. That's what Eve did. Corrupted humanity with evil. Most people don't really know evil unless they experience it, and you can talk about it or whatever. But it got me to the point where I was ready to run back to Papa, and when that happened, and she fed fruit from the tree to Adam, and then they were all of a sudden ashamed to be naked, and they started covering themselves with fig leaves, and God was walking around looking for them. And the first words from God in the Bible are very recovery relevant. Where are you? And like they were afraid that he was looking for them. That's kind of everybody's story when we get here. Before we die or whatever's going to happen, God will ask us, where are you?
Yeah. About 9 months into my recovery.
Yeah.
I was at a hotel, working a job that was bad for my soul, but I was trying to make money.
Yeah.
And I was in a hotel, and you remember when they had the King James in every drawer? I don't know if I stay in a lot of hotels. I don't see Bibles in
they don't
drawers anymore
since COVID or whatever.
Yeah, but they used to be Bibles, and I was reading. I swear to God, this happened. This is the craziest one, man. This craziest, one of the most profound. This might be the first time I've ever talked about it live. So bored.
Yeah.
I think my phone charger was broken, and I couldn't afford to go get a new charger. Right? It was just one of those, just like everything. And it was me sitting in a hotel, and the book was there, and there was a page there's a couple pages folded, but the first page that was folded was to Genesis, and it was talking about my name is Jacob.
Yeah.
Talked about, and I literally opened it and I saw the word Jacob, and I'm like, all right, I'll read this. And it was talking about Jacob wrestling with God.
Yeah.
Right. And Jacob wrestling with God, and then all God had to do was break a hip. And I had gotten sober from falling asleep at the wheel of a car. And I had walked home with a broken leg and a broken back and a punctured lung and a cracked sternum and just fucked up on parole. And walked home that night, you know, and so I'm like reading this, and I'm like thinking he's talking to me, right? And it's just, I get the message and I get what it's talking about, and I understand that it's really just God will let you wrestle, and then eventually you just gotta break down and accept that.
Let him win,
Let him win, man. And that was a crazy time where I was like, I think that there is so much that corresponds with recovery in that book, bro. And I've read other books because I'm interested, and I think it's cool. And I think that there's a lot. I've read parts of the Torah, and I've read parts of the Book of Mormon. I've read the Bible. I've read parts of the Quran. I think
Buddhism is there's teachings in all of it, bro, that we can't discount, because a guy like me needs all the help I can get.
Right.
You know, because like you were saying, I still have those moments in recovery when, oh, cool, I'm here in Reno, I got this nice place, I'm up on the 17th floor, and if everything doesn't work out, I can always jump. Suicide still runs through my mind. I'm like, damn, well, that's God and recovery telling me, hey, you need to keep at this stuff, because you're not ever going to be all together, you know.
I'm not.
And God kept us apart so we can help other people, the people that don't have mothers out there, because a mother's love got this drunk sober. But
there you go.
There's guys I meet in the program that don't have one or the other parents, and stuff they go through. And
that's kind of the same with club life. Is like every dude that comes around is missing something from their life. Same with every dude that comes in the rooms. They're missing something.
They're angry.
Something.
Anger,
you know? It's usually that, you know.
Anger and fear, that flip side of the same coin, bro. That's what the book talks about. I wrote the book about fear, not living in fear.
Right.
It keeps us stuck. You know, I don't believe that's the way God designed us, to live in fear.
No.
And just helping out people in recovery have understood the book, because I have family members, normies, that read the book, and they're like, they might get shaken by a thing or two, a story. I'll tell a story to embarrass myself. Yeah, this happened to me.
Yeah.
But God allowed it to happen because it brought me back to where I need to be. And his economy, I need to be, is helping people, you know. Our very lives depend on the constant thought of others and how we may help meet their needs, you know. And when we understand this thing, humility, that they teach in the program, and it comes and goes too, then in humility, I'm always desiring this to seek and do God's will. You spoke about that earlier, to seek and do God's will. I have a funny story too, real quick. The Tenderloin out in San Francisco. It was 2005, the year before I stopped. Bro, I was just wandering around off like the whole weekend bender, meth, and ran out of everything, money in the city. And I used to go out there to watch people, because I had to find somebody that was more fucked up than me, you know, and I didn't feel so bad or whatever. But this old black dude came out of the church. Let's say Acts Full Gospel. That's in Oakland, but there's a church in San Francisco. Reverend Cecil Williams is his name. He's passed last year. And he just looked at me and handed me a $5 bill. He said, "Here, son, go home. You look lost." I was like, that's exactly how much money it took to get from San Francisco to Concord one way at that time. I took his advice, bro. I did it, and I went home and slept it off. And then I turned on my TV, you know, watch the news or whatever. And after I slept it off, and I see him, I'm like, that's the dude, man.
They gave me $5.
He had like a gray afro.
Crazy.
But, you know, how does God use him to find me in that big-ass city, all that square footage, all those people? It's part of my story. It really happened. You know, like that experience you had with the Bible and finding your name in the hotel room when all your scorecards read 0, couldn't charge your phone.
Right.
I mean, stuff like that happens all the time, bro.
Right. Yeah, that's real. Yeah. Yeah, I recently was reading something from a reverend.
Yeah.
And he talks a lot about, he's a recovery-based reverend. He talks a lot about recovery, and he talks a lot about the life after.
Right.
And one of the things that I read recently, and it was what you're seeking, right? And when you ask somebody, what are you looking for in recovery, a lot of them say happiness, right? And so he had touched on, and I've also heard a Buddhist guy talk about this, and it's like, I know that I am not actively seeking happiness, and I know that that sounds crazy, but I'm not actively seeking happiness, because if you are seeking happiness, there will be sadness, right? And so what I am seeking for every day is peace. And a comfort and a softness. And I think the parallel to peace is living without fear, right? You know, and your book touches on that largely, which is, if I'm not living in fear, then I'm probably peaceful, because the moments that I'm afraid of who's talking, other people, or things out of my control, or institutions, then I know that I have no peace. But I can do my best to take power away from those moments and those situations, and slowly remove those things from my life, so that I can have some peace, man, you know? And just like the only thing I've done perfect in the last 11 years is not get fucked up, not do drinks or do drugs, no matter what. And there's lots of days where I have not been living, I've not had peace, you know?
Me too.
And there's lots of days where I've struggled, and I try to take my higher power's will back, and those days, those are fucking miserable days, bro, you know?
Bro.
But I've had lots more, especially recently, where living in my higher power's will for me and interpreting it in a way where I know that I can ride my motorcycle at 90 miles an hour and I know I'm okay. Or I can walk in a situation and knowing that I'm going to walk out and it's going to be okay, you know? Because I know that I wouldn't have been put in a situation not ready to deal with what it is, you know? So I truly am living a life of less and less fear every day. And I think you do a really good job explaining your fear in your story, overcoming it, and your struggle with it today, you know, which is, you hit it on the head, bro, you know? What made you want to start writing this?
I was in a situation in life where I was working a job and taking care of both parents, you know, like the tables had turned. They were taking care of me up till I was 38 years old, because I was just, my mom used to come in my room and say, "Get up, it smells like booze, shit, and sweat in here, and you're late for work." You know, she would, in her German accent, "Raymond, you look like somebody shit on you." You know, my mom was the guiding light to those dark years. And then when mom and dad became, their body parts started failing, mom couldn't walk anymore. And I was compelled. A buddy of mine in recovery said, it's your life objective right now to be there with them. It's where God wants you. So instead of sitting around feeling poor me, you know, cleaning the urinals or changing diapers or whatever I was going, these kids in the neighborhood kicked out a window in my RAV4 at the time, and I went next door, and I was just going to beat that dude's ass on the porch, and I was going to let anger just take control of that whole situation. But when they brought him out of the house, because the neighbor caught it on video, they brought him out of the house, I just looked at him, you know, Arturo, said, "Man, I forgive you. You know, just, my mom loaned me the money for the deductible. Just get that back to me when you can." And this was like streets of Antioch, where, you know, they're not getting nicer out there. people and things happening. And
yeah,
that young man paid me all that money back.
well,
He left $300 in the mailbox. First couple of weeks, he brought $100 bill to the door, and that's it. Because I'm in there changing mom and dad's diapers, and you guys are out here busting my window. I don't want to be afraid of what's going on the outside, because I already got enough going on the inside. And
right.
instead of the pity and poor me, I just started writing. Man, I was like, well, you've lived a life that I feel God had happened to you for a reason. On the topic of race, how you stop seeing yourself. There's a quote in a book, Conversations with God. It says, since separatism is an illusion, unity is reality. I love that, bro. That's part of what's wrong with society today. Everybody's just separating each other and trying to fight and this over this and that. It's all an illusion, bro. But unity is reality, and becoming a part of a community, whether it's Oakland, the Bay Area, or here in Reno, wherever else I may roam, as Metallica puts it. I want to be a part of the unity and bringing people together. Let's talk about how we're going to heal each other, not how we're going to hurt each other anymore. I've seen enough of the pain, anger, and struggle.
Yeah. There's another author I had on who's a friend of Bill.
Yeah.
His name's Brian. He's on one of the episodes.
Okay.
He wrote a book, but he talks about how the illusion is that we are separate. If you choose to see, what does he say? He says, if you choose to see unity, you'll find unity, right? I thought that was cool. That's a perspective I never had.
Yep.
And trying to just do that simple thing from his book has made me find unity in a lot of ways. If I choose to see division, I'll find division, bro. If I choose to see unity, I'll find unity, bro.
Separatism removes the God. Every time someone brings issues of race or color or this or that into conversation at work or wherever I'm at, I'll say, man, you're dropping off the God part. That's the most intelligent part of any conversation solution when we talk about God here and anywhere. So the book just kind of took off, writing it, and some of my stories from stuff I had to endure. Better find out how to laugh at yourself, because if not, somebody else will laugh at. I started laughing at it like, this really happened, bro, all these years ago, and this is what I had to endure to get right. And not only that, man, it's like, Jacob, I was like, this kind of writing is God inspired. It can help so many people down the road with their relationship with fear, their relationship with God. I've had guys I work with in the tire shop that are agnostic, atheists, or whatever. They said to me, Ray, that helped explain the Bible a little better to me, because I wrap biblical scriptures about stuff that's happened in my life. And that's kind of just something you don't see every day. So I figure for my people, for the community, the clubs, and everybody out here, I want to be a part of the solution, be who God designed me to be, not that shivering 38-year-old kid in my mom's backyard smoking weed, feeling like someone was always watching me, that suspicion. And when I finally realized it's God, bro, and he didn't make you to live like this,
Right.
My brother Herman was one of those two guys wrestling me for my keys. That night I got my first DUI. Him and my best friend Sharky had to die in the disease, bro. Those two guys 30 years ago tried to stop me from driving that night. But Herman told me things about myself that I didn't know yet. I needed people in my life that would tell me, project what I call prophecy into my life. So your future will amaze all. Just remember that. I was like,
yeah,
that's peculiar. Wrote it down, and they saw this coming somehow. When I lived here in Reno, bro, 97, 98, I hated myself so bad. That's what alcoholism is. Addiction is self-hatred. I'd come home from my job at the casino, pop on some Slayer, and I'd punch out all the mirrors in my apartment because I hated what I'd become,
Yeah. Slayer's good for that.
Yeah, and I listened to a little Lamb of God this morning. I was on the exercise bike at where I live. I was like, what station should I put on? Lamb of God.
Lamb of God,
it was that song, The Faded Line.
Yeah.
Where he's talking about the division, the separatism, and stuff, where people live their lives. And he uses two words for it, bro. And listen to that song after the show. The Faded Line, he said it's all fucking hopeless.
Yeah.
And I love that. that dude's voice, man, his parents got to be proud of him.
Yeah.
Running a band and making money.
Yeah.
I don't believe Lamb of God, Slayer, any of those bands, they're not godless, because I've heard.
I thought Lamb of God was a Christian band.
Oh no,
They're not.
You might have got him to laugh.
I listen to jazz, bro. You know.
You know about how they spell God with a small G.
Mm.
It's not important to them.
Oh,
the music is harsh, bro. It's harsh, and it's what I was listening to all those times in recovery when I didn't want to come here, when I was fighting what was going on in my head, you know, and I couldn't drive my car. I was driving around town on a bicycle with not a 40, but a jug of milk and orange juice on the other handlebar. It was raining. People in cars were laughing at me and stuff.
I
was just full of so much anger and stuff.
Meth, pills, milk, and cookies, dog. Yeah. I'm sure our other guest talks about that.
I had to learn these things about myself. And I'm still seeing it in people in my family today. A brother that's out there has so much anger and hostility towards life and blaming everything on everybody. And
yeah, that's a shitty place to be.
Yeah, my favorite actor.
I don't wish that on anybody, but goddamn, it's so comfortable to be there. And that's what sucks, man. That's the devil to me, bro.
Yeah.
Is being comfortable in your own shit like that and being a victim. Yeah. That to me, that's the opposite of what a higher power does in my life, right? Yeah. And sitting in my shit, thinking everybody's doing shit to me, you know, not being accountable for my choices and my actions is the I don't wish that on anybody, bro. And there's so many, you hear it in meetings. Yeah. You know, still people that are out there. Those are the people that I know. Yeah. You know, and I know when I work with other guys, you know, when I work with other guys and they all start that's how I know you're an alcoholic, or that's how I know you're an addict, is because that's how you operate or you think. Oh, I know. And it's crazy because normal people don't think like that, it's
still showing,
Yeah. And so once you finally get to switch and the light comes on, that's a beautiful day. That's a crazy moment.
Yeah, you talked about it. Step 4.
Yeah.
I've heard it best put. That's when we throw away our blame thrower. You know, we no longer are projecting blame on it. That's as far as a lot of alcoholics and addicts get.
Right.
And
it stops a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Draw a circle around yourself and fix everything inside that circle. They say, fear, best acronym for fear, forgetting everything about recovery.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Like, where are you at today? What actions are you taking? For others to better yourself?
Yeah, it's sure hard to be in your shit when you're helping somebody else, man. Yeah, that's and that's just a real thing. Yeah. You know, it's really hard to. You know, we're just like you talked about writing that book. It's the same reason why I feel like this show is just me wanting to talk to anybody I want to talk to, and John, anybody he wants to talk to, and but we have our episodes labeled in a way where if you don't have access to a meeting for whatever reason, you don't want to go, you're on the road, whatever, well, you can sit and listen to you and me for an hour, and it's like a meeting, you know,
bro.
And same kind of deal is like we're getting the message out in a way that maybe there's somebody that's in their disease that's never even considered or heard of the programs and the options, and they can go, fuck, well, hey, you know, maybe I'll give whatever they're fucking talking about a try. They seem to be having okay lives, you know. This guy wrote a book and used to smoke meth in the Tenderloin, so maybe he knows some shit that I don't know.
All
you
that
know,
stuff,
so you know, so
I got to speak at San Quentin prison one time. H&I brought me in there.
You're the second guy on here.
Oh, nice.
To be in the program.
Okay.
And speak at San Quentin.
Like the two guys in front of me were scared, so they spoke like 5 minutes, and my father's sponsor figure, I call him Rick R. in the Bay, he, get up there, Ray, you got 45 minutes. I was like, I stood up, bro, looked out at that crowd. I was like, I don't possibly have anything to tell. But I told him an old meth story, you know.
There you go.
Where it burned me when I dropped that crank pipe that night.
Yeah.
And they all started laughing. They're like, yeah, he's one of us.
There you go. Yeah.
You know, I was like, you know, when you get out of this place, just one beer can not only land you back in here, but it can kill you. It can kill your family. Just consider things like that. And
like you said, look at your friends.
Yeah.
That was like something like people that I've worked with, I in the time that I've been in this room, probably 2 to 3 times a year, I'll have somebody close to me pass away from this disease, or thinking that they still need a little more education on it, you know, and not come back. And we even had a funeral here for somebody that was like, it just fucking devastated us. And it just was somebody that just struggled with that second part of that first step, which is that your life was finally unmanageable, you know, and that's real, bro.
Tell them,
people are dying, and I need, and I don't, it's helped me. It's helped me know that it ain't better for me out there, you know? So it's just not, you know?
Tell them, the big book is the bank robber's note to the teller: do what I say and nobody gets hurt.
There you go.
Not only that, when it comes to, it's a disease in our mind. I heard this guy say it in a meeting once in Walnut Creek. I'll never forget. Because of who he was, I thought I wouldn't listen to this guy because he was a pronounced atheist, but he had the most profound things when he spoke. He said, "My greatest enemy is what I think I know." I was like, ooh, I need to write that one down, because that's my problem. I think I know what's going on, when in reality, I have no idea.
Yeah.
There's so much to learn here from brothers in recovery, sisters in the rooms. There's people that, you know, ego is one of the things that destroys us quick. I read a quote on ego: the size of a person's ego, sports star, movie star, whoever, the size of a person's ego is proportionate to their distance from God. I was like, wow, it's really my job to stay small, you know, and realize.
I hear you. I agree with that. I think that, no, I agree with that. I find my ego even creeping in meetings recently, and it gets shut down probably once a week, but I'll think, man, I've got the message. I've got the answer. I know what it is. I know what to fucking say. And I'll listen to somebody talk about fucking space aliens in a meeting or whatever, you know, like just the craziest fucking shit out of left field. And I'll just be like, man, the fuck. And then I'll need to hear that too. I did need to hear it, you know?
Yeah.
And the ex-tweaker in me is like, man, maybe they're saying something that I don't fucking know about. You know, maybe we need to listen to this.
We're still learning.
Yeah, we're still no. It's I do it often. You know, I definitely am reminded to be humbled often. You know, God put me in a position where I'm always available to be humbled quickly. And it's because he put a blonde in my life and gave me a daughter, you know.
Nice, bro.
You know, and
and happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. And thank you, bro.
It's all good, bro. Christmas time, and this time of year is really crucial for alcoholics and just people in general. Depression and suicide, all that stuff going on, but when we're stuck in a cage believing our own thoughts, bro, it's like that's like the conscience's way of saying, get out and do something for somebody, you know. Go give a guy a sandwich or something. You know, no idea how.
Go help somebody and don't get caught. That's what my sponsor always said.
That stuff makes you feel good, bro.
Yeah. He says if you get caught, it doesn't count. Somebody sees you doing it, or you're looking for recognition, it doesn't count, you know. So go do something nice and don't tell anybody. That's right. Just fucking do it, you know. And that's what I try to live by. And that shit does make you feel good, bro. When you were writing your book, just on the back end, was it hard for you to write it? Were you very literate?
There's areas in there you'll notice I repeat stuff, and you could tell them it was my first venture, you know, amateur. But no, a lot of times the words flowed from me. I'd ride my bike to a hilltop, and I'd have to get endorphins involved to know what I was really thinking, and, you know, for all the dope thoughts to go away, and all the doubt, anger, and fear thoughts to go away.
Yeah.
To really have that God time, or to open that portal for God and Holy Spirit, if you will, to speak to others through me.
Writing a book is hard, dude.
Yeah,
it's fucking hard. I'm not literate.
Yeah.
So I struggle. I had to buy like the expert level of Grammarly to fix all my grammar. My message is there, and it's me talking.
Yeah.
You know, but I definitely had to have some expert help.
Well, right on. You got one out too?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I gotta check it out.
Mine's fiction.
Okay.
Yeah, mine's just about.
Yeah.
Just a story that.
Yeah, it took a lot of courage to want to tell my life story to the world. Afraid of people judging me or branding me.
Well, if it helped one person overcome one of the things that kills cats, then you've succeeded, right? If one person listens to this and quotes you and says, okay, I can not be afraid anymore. You know, fear's the thing that kills people here ultimately, right? It's what keeps them there. It's what keeps people from doing the steps. It's what keeps people from even stepping foot in any kind of program of recovery. Or putting a bottle down, you know? It's fear of change, fear of economic insecurity, fear of, you know, tarnished reputation, all of that shit, you know? And it's definitely something admirable, right? And if one person listens to this and reads that story, then your goal has been achieved, you know? So.
Martin Luther King had a quote, life's most persistent question is, what are you doing for others? I love that because it gets me out of self where the problem is. You know, I could stay home all day and then just...
No, I hate that. I hate when people say that to me, man. And I know it's right. Like, I'll fucking hate that. Or I'll have a shitty day. And somebody tells me, well, go be of service. Like, man, fuck you. You know? I don't want to go do that shit. Fuck no. I want to be I want to be sad. And fuck that.
Going, like, what does this possibly have to do with what I'm telling you? I told you I got a problem, dude, with these people.
Go fucking do something else.
It's like, what are you talking about? It didn't make any sense to me. You know, recovery, God. A lot of these things in life that heal us is counterintuitive. They make no sense in the beginning. But when we follow through and do something about it, you know, and
it's like going to a meeting or reading a book with another cat, or trying to do something nice without getting caught. There's never been a time where I've ever done that and not felt better. Not once. There's been meetings some meetings are better than others, and some days are better than others, right? But I've never done that, been of service, truly without thought of myself, right? And not felt better afterwards, you know. So it really is the answer, you know. Is doing something for somebody else, man. So it's you hit it on the head.
Be courageous, you know, about what you feel, what you believe. Talk about real heroes. Tell others about God. I talk to people about God at work. They tell me be careful with it, and I am, but. But that's what it took to get through to me, is somebody talking to me.
I needed somebody to talk about it in a way that wasn't taboo.
Because
everybody talked about it like that, and so it made it taboo. You know, it's like it's just a fucking, it's just this thing that's bigger than you, bro. You know, and it was so simple, man.
Toward the end of the book, I talk about how, like that kid, I told him, I forgive you. You can't study the works and teachings of Jesus. Don't just talk about it and think about it, be about it, you know. I forgave him. It's the application, bro. You can know all this stuff, but if you're not applying it to real life situations, then what good is it?
If you're making an amends, but you're not changing the behavior, what are you achieving? That too.
What do they call it? A sober horse thief.
Fuck yeah. My dad says that a lot. Me and my dad did a speaker meeting. He talked about the sober horse thing. I never heard him say that.
Nice.
And that's right. I'm just
doing the same thing.
Doing the same shit, expecting different results. It's not going to do anything.
Sanity.
You know? It's worse actually. I'd rather be drunk. Because then at least it's not real. But if I'm sober, doing the same shit. It's like, say, driving a car without power steering, or you know, bone on bone, no cartilage. You know, it's just fucking miserable. You know, I need, at least you have the lubrication from your problems and your insanity. You know,
being a raw nerve. Walking around a raw nerve.
So, what's it like now in the Bay Area as far as that community goes? You know, I know the recovery community is actually very similar to here. Because we, for whatever reason, suffer about the same. You know, we're small here, but we also have lots of disease, you know, and we have lots of access. You know, and I know there's lots of access there. Is that getting worse? Is that getting better? You know?
getting worse, I think, because just the stuff going on in society as a whole, the belief systems being thrown out there, what for people to believe, what for people not, and the separatism still occurring on the news or wherever you go. And like, man, for 1 minute, I want you guys to stop and focus on the solution, stop hating on each other, hurting each other, the healing, not hurting mode. So I feel it's gotten worse just because the amount of people is more. Traffic is bad there. A lot of people are angry. There's shootings on the freeway. A lot of people without programs, right? The shootings on the freeway.
Yeah.
People without forgiveness in their heart. I tell people every time I hear a black person throw around the whole slavery thing, has anybody ever taught you anything about forgiveness? Do you remember what Jesus' last words were? Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they did.
Yeah.
Until or unless you're living in that kind of spirituality, anger, hatred, fear, all that stuff has access to your soul. And, I forgive. And when we learn how to forgive, when people teach us how to forgive and just get on with life, it just becomes a whole different spectrum. I love that. But I get to go back to the Bay Area on Christmas. I'm going to see my dad. He's in a nursing home in Antioch. He's 96 years old.
Damn. Very cool.
Yeah, did a good job of raising 7 kids. And
yeah.
But they tell me at the nursing home, they're smashing windows in the parking lot. And it's Antioch. I'm like, Dad, a nursing home, really?
Yeah.
People are desperate out there to get.
It's wild in Antioch. Yeah.
Their next handful of fentanyl or meth or whatever.
Yeah.
So it has gotten worse, bro. And I can't imagine the bigger cities, Oakland, San Francisco.
Yeah.
I would always love going to meetings in Oakland and San Francisco.
Me too.
Even in recovery, I was in search of somebody doing worse than me. You hear some stuff in those meetings, bro. It's like, damn.
That's why I love coming down here. I love coming down here with John.
Yeah.
We'll be out here and we'll look around and fuck.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's always that.
Yeah.
And they're right here. They're right outside that door.
Yeah.
And we see them every day.
Yeah.
And it's not my job to do anything but plant the seeds.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
They know that we come. They know we do a meeting Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
Nice. They know. They know what we're about.
Yeah.
So it's being available, and that works too. A lot of the times, like just recently, cats have seen John and his life improving. Right. Is the best example I can give is John's life has improved in a dramatic way in a short period of time because the promises come true. Right. And the promises came true contingent on exactly how honest and thorough he was with his inventory and his maintenance. And now people are reaching out going, fuck, what are you doing, bro? Like that's the seed that we plant.
Yeah.
Right? That's all I can ask for. That's all I can do, because it's being available, because
witnessing miracles,
we're attraction rather than promotion. I'm not a missionary,
right.
But I do the only thing I am probably say I am try to be a missionary about is in a way that it is an attraction, not knocking on your door how they used to, so we're sitting in the bar waiting for you, so, but where'd you come up with this title?
It's biblical.
Can you tell us what it means? Incorruptible?
Incorruptible. Yeah.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, I know.
Incorruptible. I was like, how'd you write it? I'm like, maybe it means Latin or something. You know what I mean?
Amazon Kindle split that up when I gave him the idea, the backdrop.
Bro, we gotta leave that in now because I got this Nevada education. You know what I'm saying?
I wanted it to be all one long word.
Told you I can't read for shit.
But they did that.
No, it still looks tight.
Oh, thanks. Bro.
And it makes you fucking ask the question and go, oh shit, this says incorruptible. Got you. So incorruptible.
Yeah, it's recovery
from fear.
Recovery related. Yeah, it's
Did you know that? You got a straight view. God damn it! Shut the fuck up.
We're not only one understands, interprets, and most importantly applies the concepts of recovery to their lives. We can't be corrupted by the disease anymore. It's on a daily basis. Same with the Bible, what they teach in churches and everything. Understanding the walk and the talk and the demeanor and the ways of Jesus. He was in the world, but he wasn't of the world. He was incorruptible. The most powerful figures in the Bible, the smartest guys, John, I think it was Solomon and Paul, or their one besetting evil was lust. Always people struggle with lust, and these corrupting agents. When we know the truth, seek the truth, and do the truth, then we're rendered incorruptible in God's economy. The things of the world can't get to us or bring us down like it once did. And
that's real.
It's a daily work, though, bro. Takes a lot of work. Everything we've talked about earlier, working the steps, being in men's meetings, going to do speaker meetings and stuff.
Yeah. Is there any other books that you've read either before your disease, while you're still active in your disease, or in recovery, besides the obvious 2 books that I always say? Is there any other ones that have jumped out at you that have?
Yeah, bro. I was talking to my sisters the other day about this lady called Joyce Meyer. She's a female pastor.
I know Joyce Meyer.
Battlefield of the Mind.
Yeah, I've read that book. Yeah.
That book.
That's the first time somebody said a book that I've read, bro. Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah.
She says the same thing, but she uses a different word for incorruptible. It's called, it's in the scripture somewhere. It says, when you develop these things, understand these things, you'll be given what was your original intent from God, the mind of Christ. That means things going around you can't corrupt you. A spirit of joy, not happiness. We could go to our mom's funeral and go to the darkest places we have to go.
Spirit of joy, not happiness.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was saying. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they have a breakdown for that too. Jesus, others, yourself, in that order.
Yeah.
Or God, others, yourself. Whatever we believe, that's given us a moral compass.
Right.
And then others, and then ourselves.
Yeah.
But yeah, Joyce Meyer's Battlefield of the Mind. Sermon of the Mount I've gotten into, but I haven't finished yet. A good friend of mine in Concord gave that book to me, and Recovery, As a Man Thinketh. Oh.
That's a good one.
It's like I had to read that book about 5-7 times because everything that it says makes sense about the workings of the mind and everything, and how we corrupt ourselves by belief in schools of thought and follow in certain groups of people that are based on hatred or separatism and that kind of stuff. It can there's a lot to learn. I know that every day. I'm still very teachable, Jacob. I love being teachable, and
that's the trick.
Saying teachable.
That is the trick. That's how you stay free from ego.
Yeah.
I think for me.
Yeah.
Is
the graveyards and prisons are full of people that thought they knew everything.
Right, bro.
That's been me before.
Yeah.
You before we've overcome that.
And it's way more happy.
Yeah.
Knowing that I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the smartest man.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a sad guy.
Yeah.
I don't want to know, man. I'm okay being ignorant a little bit sometimes, man. I'd rather be happy.
Yeah.
That's just reality, So I'd rather be peaceful, I guess, or joyful,
Yeah.
So, well, Ray, is there anything else, any message you want to push through before we wrap up, man? Is there anything you want to say to a cat that might be in this disease listening to you?
Yeah. Just thank you for listening and joining us today, man. I feel this is powerful. When you get to read the book, maybe we'll do another sit down, or that'd be cool to.
Yeah.
I love hearing people's opinion on the book, whether it's good or bad, indifferent or whatever.
Right. Yeah. I don't give a fuck if you like my book.
I like that too. Yeah.
I made money. I didn't write it for the purpose of making money, but I've made money.
Yeah.
A lot of people have liked it.
Yeah.
And so it's like I feel funny because I don't look like I'm not your typical author, bro. You aren't either, so if you don't like my shit, fucking
right.
This is where I'm at.
Kick rocks.
Yeah, fucking fuck you. No, I wrote mine with an intention for peace. Like needed something to do.
Yeah.
Needed something to a goal to set and accomplish, and I did that in a 7-month period and fucking did it. And like my book isn't written like anyone else's book. My grammar, I had to pay somebody to fix my fucking grammar. I don't give a shit.
Right.
Fucking, it was good for me. If you don't like it,
Right.
Suck a dick. I don't care. Me, I just needed to do something, and there's people out there that have read it and they said that it did something positive for them that wouldn't have happened if they didn't read it.
Right.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah, bro.
So that's it. And other people's opinions of me are none of my business. Bro.
Yeah.
So I don't give a fuck.
That's another one I got from that book, Conversations with God.
Bro.
When you care about what other people think about you, that means they own you. I'm like, damn, that's pretty deep, spiritually speaking. You don't want to feel owned by anybody or.
There's a difference between caring what somebody thinks and valuing their opinion.
Yeah.
Right. So
realizing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a.
Me and John had a long day yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah. He learned that lesson the hard way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what it takes sometime, And just have an audience of one, if you reach a point in the book where you read something, you want to laugh at me or judge me. Remember that quote, those who judge don't understand and those who understand don't judge. Just keep reading because there's solutions all through there, bro.
And mine was LL Cool J, and it said, Mama said, knock you out. Nah, I don't give a fuck. Come fight me. I don't care. Right. I really don't give a fuck. But it was a muscle.
Yeah.
Because I used to.
Yeah.
And then I just don't, because it's like at the end of the day, I'm going to go home and I'm going to get a hug from my beautiful 3-year-old daughter and my 2 boys who are perfect and my fucking wife that's way too hot to be married to me.
Nice.
And it's going to be okay.
Okay.
And so who cares what anybody fucking thinks, dude? And I got a relationship with my higher power who loves unconditionally and taught me what unconditional love truly was.
Yep.
Which is something like you said, what do you want from me? And the people in my life that I surround myself whose opinions are valid are the ones who don't want anything from me.
Right.
That's it.
Amen.
Only those people
Yeah.
get to have a stake in my heart, you know? And if there's any kind of ulterior motive, then fuck you, you know? And I love you. I'm here if you need anything, but I don't care what you think, you know? So
we don't,
so
my musical influences kind of explain like what you were just talking about, how I feel when it comes down to it about how people think about me or my story. I got DMX and Tupac as my favorite rap artists, but I mentioned the heavy metal, Metallica, Lamb of God, Slayer. Just listen to some of them lyrics, and you'll better understand where we're coming from when we say we don't give a fuck. If you want to get into our work and judge it, but there's the other side too, where the people that it's helping, man, that was the reason behind it all. You asked me why did I write the book? It was I had that series of thoughts, and when I was in the beginning, where I was like, well, hey, who's this gonna help? I had to turn that around. I was like, who gives a fuck what you feel or what you think about yourself? Just write it down. It's gonna help somebody.
Yeah, you came up in the Bay.
Yeah.
When Mac Dre was coming up, bro.
That's right. Yeah.
So cool story is Mac Dre used to perform right there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
He come over and
join
you guys.
That was a joint.
Oh, okay.
And now it's closed. Now it's something else.
Yeah.
But that was a big popular
bro.
joint back in the day for people to come listen to hip hop. They did rap battles there and all that, and a little goofy because it's Reno, but
you guys get it all on 4th Street, man.
It was that, and then that guy that owned that place killed some people. And now it's something else, bro. You know what I mean? So that guy ain't around no more.
Right.
But it's all crazy cool stories. So, but my friend, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And everybody, I'm gonna put Incorruptible in the title.
Yeah.
So y'all can go check that out. It's on Amazon, Kindle. You on Barnes and Noble as well?
Not yet. I still got to get a platform there with
Cool.
We're talking about doing an audio version of it too for people that don't.
You got a good cadence to your voice, bro. You should narrate it. I
know.
So that's it. That is a good idea. I would do that. I would go.
Yeah.
Do an audio version.
What the future holds, anything's possible. The recovery.
Yeah.
And God.
Yeah. You should talk to Brian. Brian got his book in all the prisons for free.
Oh, nice.
So something I'm trying to work on.
Wow.
Is try to figure out how to get my book.
Yeah.
My book's fiction. It's just a good escapism kind of thing.
That'd be sick.
But maybe you talk to Brian about getting your book in prisons.
Yeah,
because this is one of those messages that should be shared.
It's become to the point where it's not always about money for me. It's just helping people. I go out. I got 2 jobs here in Reno.
Yeah.
But just about helping people. You know, the money comes, fine. You know, be a good steward of money, and money will find you.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we'll get your links up, man, and we appreciate you being here and spreading the message. And
thank you, Jason.
And yeah, there's a whole lot of things that had to happen for you to be sitting here.
Yeah.
And you're here.
Thank you, brother.
So something's working, you know. So thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate you. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks so much.
Thank you.